And welcome back to another episode of This Isn't Chicken. As always, this is one member of This Isn't Chicken. This is Adam. What's going on, everyone?
Oh, boy. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of This Isn't Chicken podcast, the only podcast that's 100% cage-free. You guessed it. It's Nick.
Yo!
That's right. And, of course, there's somebody else over there in the corner as well. That's not Murph. Who's also here?
It's me. It's Brandon.
Brandon's in the corner?
I guess.
That's what I was saying. I was like, what? Brandon's in the corner today?
Brandon's in the corner with Murph.
So
Well,
I was
where's
just like, well, where's Murph at?
We're going through next.
Okay,
He's finally over at Brandon's place. Finally got him out of here.
Brandon's at Nick's. So you got you got some guests over there, Nick.
I have some what?
You have some guests over there in the corner.
Yeah, I've got some guests over here in the corner. Like I said, I'm trying to get Murph to go to one of your guys' place and just hasn't worked out.
Maybe next week. But let's not forget that we also have a guest ourselves, and that guest is our sponsor from Visalia Sports Cards. We have Josh on today. Josh, what's going on, man?
Nothing, just hanging out. Just got off work. It was a busy day today. I think I filmed 15 videos and have edited 9 of them.
Oh, wow.
Ooh. Wow. So we're getting you back on camera.
Yep.
Sorry, but hey. Well, hey, I mean, at least you're doing it all in one day. Hopefully you don't have to do too many tomorrow. You just kind of can knock them all out, in one day.
Mean, with Bowman basketball releasing tomorrow, there's a few videos I have to film, so that's why I got to get it out of the way today.
Okay.
I applaud you.
Right,
Let me ask you this, because I do a lot of our reels, which isn't many. Does it get easier the more you keep doing it?
I use CapCut, and shout out to Bossman for having CapCut Pro. The more you use it, the more easier it gets. If you go to Visalia Sports Cards Instagram and look at our little vlogs, from the very first one to the very last one I just did at the Rawhide, you could see a difference in the editing.
Okay.
And that's very just from using CapCut over and over.
Wow.
Okay.
That's awesome. Well, like I said, we want to thank Josh for coming on here with us here today. Josh, kind of, explain to everybody what you do and kind of how you got, going with Visalia Sports Cards.
I guess you could say I'm the face of Visalia Sports Cards. I'm the live streamer and pretty much do all the reels and stories for the Instagram and TikTok. And I got started because I was living in Los Angeles, just moved back to Visalia, my hometown. I was looking for a job and was applying everywhere. And then I saw Bossman put out an ad on the Instagram, like looking for a live stream breaker. And I had already dabbled a bit into the hobby about 6 months before that. So I had a lot of knowledge in baseball, but not a lot of knowledge in other sports. And so we did the interview and he liked what he heard, and then I kind of just been crossed over, and now I know a lot about football. I'm learning Magic, I'm learning Pokemon, and definitely wrestling nowadays.
Oh, heck yeah. There awesome. We go. You got my attention with that one.
And Topps Chrome dropping. It's in the shop. There's 2 cases of blasters, 2 cases of megas, and 1 lonely hobby box that needs to be bought.
Yeah, that's right. And you guys can join a live break on their TikTok on Thursday, this Thursday the 23rd, I believe, and you can still purchase teams for the NFL Topps Chrome, and I think there's also another box you guys can join in. And like we've always said,
correction on that, Nick, that one's
go
actually
ahead.
on Whatnot.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Yeah. So the reason why we're doing on Whatnot is because a lot of people come into the shop and they say they don't have TikTok or they don't want to download another app. So what we're doing with Whatnot, it's not necessarily just on Whatnot. You can buy teams off of Whatnot, but what we're doing is we're selling it in the shop so people can take down teams in the shop as well. So that way it's a lot easier for people who don't have an app or for people who don't have online or can't get into online breaks. It's a way for you to come into the shop and join an in-person break.
Oh, that's awesome. No, really cool.
No, very, very, very cool. And a reminder, we have Josh from Visalia Sports Cards on. But Josh, I have a quick question. How did you get started into cards? Is it something you've always done or something that maybe you obviously, like everyone in the world did when they were a kid, maybe kind of got away with it, away from it? Or have you been doing it, ever since, you can remember?
So I grew up here in Visalia, and my first ever baseball pack I bought was from Pressbox. Shout out Nate from Pressbox. So that's kind of where I got started there, and then here and there had my binders as a kid. Lost touch with it up
Mhm.
until about a year and a half ago. My girlfriend saw that I was like, because we went to a random card shop, and she saw that I was like into it, and so she bought me a random hobby box. I think it was 2021 top Series One baseball with Ronald Acuna on the front. Then I ripped it, and then they kind of just took off from there. I made a TikTok about it, and then I quickly gained 1,000 followers. I was ripping junk wax, modern cards, and then I started doing just like various cards, and then got my job at Visalia Sports Cards, and I kind of am trying to dabble back and forth between my own content, but I'm definitely channeling my TikTok more toward baseball long form videos because I like doing long form baseball content.
Okay. All right. Right on.
Okay. Cool. So baseball is definitely your thing. That's your
Yeah,
right on.
I think you would say it's my first love.
Okay. Cool.
That's awesome. That's
Okay.
awesome.
Yeah. I'm not a baseball guy. I don't, really. I tell these guys, I'll watch the World Series. I'll go to a game and watch it live. But I mean, I'm there to kind of eat the food and be like, oh, hey, that was cool. Someone got a hit,
Yeah.
and it's great. Again, don't get me wrong. I mean, it's America's game, and I, it's cool. But I just, one I couldn't really get into quite like football. And as much as a football guy I think I watch probably more basketball than anything.
Not, yeah, but not to compare it to the whole wrestling thing, but there's storylines
Hmm.
within the storylines in baseball. If you really follow the players, or like if you follow who
Yeah.
doesn't like who, there's a whole different ball game within the ball
Hmm.
game.
Oh
So that's
wow.
kind of,
Okay.
yeah, so there's kind of like two tiers to the whole game. It's, you can go enjoy
Right.
the food and watch a game and enjoy it. And there's other people who go to the game who know like, oh, this player doesn't like this player and they're pitching against each
Hmm.
other tonight. So there's just little games within the game.
Ah, that's interesting.
Right on.
I
Okay. I
never
did see nothing,
knew
something
that or even
that I'm,
thought about
definitely,
that.
didn't know or was used to.
And I love teaching. So you guys want to go to a baseball game? Let me know.
Yeah.
And actually, we have here in Visalia, where I and Josh live, we actually have a local single A team in here that we have the Visalia Rawhide, and no, it's a great little stadium, very nice atmosphere, and I know Josh likes to partake in those games as well. Very reasonably priced, and if you want to learn baseball, that's a great place to start. Versus going and paying for Dodger tickets, which I know they're very expensive, nowadays, and but no, especially with a team like the Rawhide, like I said, they have a very nice field, and it's a great place to learn and just to enjoy a baseball game if you're not, too familiar with the game. But Josh can speak more about that.
So yeah, we have a sponsorship with the Rawhide. We have a banner there. So if you're ever in Rawhide, it's on the first base side, up toward the where the bar's at and the team store's at.
Hmm.
And we're also kind of in partnership with some of the players on Rawhide. The second baseman JD Dix, he was trying to complete his Topps Pro debut Rainbow, which is you're one of one, you're one of five, and they're all different colors. And we
Hmm.
found his one of five, and we were able to go on to the field and give it to him. And
Oh
we gave him a
wow.
box of cards as well.
Really cool.
And something a little, this isn't Chicken Podcast exclusive. There may or may not be a little trade night being planned at Rawhide
Ooh,
through Visalia Sports Cards. So if you're a
nice.
This Isn't
That's
Chicken
cool.
podcast listener, that's an exclusive. I wasn't supposed to say that, but
Oh, there
You
we
heard it
go.
here first,
you heard
everybody.
it here first. There you go.
Yeah. Just gonna say, yeah, the way to
Awesome.
let the cat out of the bag there again. Josh from Visalia Sports Cards, here joining us. And Josh, here's something for you. What with cards itself, and I told Nick this. When I get one, I don't like top loaders anymore. I like the one touches, and because it feels more like a graded card. But speaking of graded cards, Visalia Sports Cards has an exclusive partnership, right, with Tag. Can you tell us and tell everyone else a little bit more of Tag? Because I've been hearing it pop up more and more of people when they're saying, "Oh, I'm going to send this to get PSA," but oh, that's weird that it came up a 9, with Tag does this, Tag does that. And they're like, yeah, they start talking more about it. So can you get us up to speed on exactly what Tag is for those who don't know anything about it?
So pretty much to keep it in a nutshell, there's tag versus the other graders, which is other graders would be PSA, Beckett, the main guys. So they have humans that grade the cards each day. Tag does hyper photosensitivity photographs. I think that's the long name for it. Pretty much AI grading.
Okay.
So they take, and it's all done on one grading scale, and it's done by a point system. So Tag takes your card, they take a photo of it, they magnify it, they look at all the dents, the dimples, the corners, the centering, and based off that photo is the grade you get. So it's all done on one scale. It's not done by several humans that all have a different scale in their head. So Tag is pretty much being put on the map by Golden Auctions as well. They're advertising a lot of tag grading, a lot of tag Pokemon on their website now as well. So it's starting to take the map, and they're quick with their turnarounds. They are 30 to 45 day turnarounds, and it's about $26 a
Okay.
card to grade, and there's no upcharges whatsoever. So if you have a one-of-one
That's
Shohei
awesome.
Ohtani red ink autograph, you're not going to get upcharged $1,000 for it.
Oh, that's good.
Okay.
That's good.
Wow. See, yeah. Go
I'm
ahead,
sorry.
Brad.
I was just gonna say, like, I've heard. I mean, I don't never look too much into it, but I have heard and seen things online where people send their cards into other graders and then they're surprised, like just hit with this fee because
Mm-hmm.
of the kind of
Yeah,
card it is or whoever the star is.
but
Man, I can't even fathom getting that.
when you're the biggest grader, you can do that, and no one can really
Mm-hmm.
say
True.
anything because you're kind of
Hmm.
setting the standard on the market. But
Hmm.
who knows what happens with tag, because tag's quickly becoming revolutionary under the mainstream, and you're seeing a lot of more sports cards and Pokemon cards being graded through tag.
Wow, that's awesome. Now,
Yeah,
Josh. Now,
that's really cool.
speaking of it for the store, right now, like we have all the sports that you guys sell: the football, the baseball, the basketball. The boxes, the singles, the Pokemon, the Magic, the Gathering. What is your guys' probably number one seller right now?
Right now, it would probably be between Pokemon and football.
Wow.
They really
Okay.
kind of do even numbers. But the more and more the word gets out about WWE, that is quickly becoming a quick seller because I believe
Wow.
if my facts are correct, WWE has the biggest fan base in all sports, and
Hey,
so
Mm-hmm.
the
that's
and
us.
I think WrestleMania had more views than the Super Bowl. I could be wrong. Someone fact check me.
No, you know what,
I'm
Josh? No, I think I heard that as well.
I'm keeping it real. So the more and more the word gets out about WWE, I'm pretty sure it's going to take the cake between Pokemon and football. But the way that baseball is going, we have Bowman coming, so it's quickly going to be baseball for a hot minute, and then with the
Yeah.
draft happening this Thursday for football, we're going to start seeing more football. But what's crazy is Pokemon is having a drop day on the draft day, so it's
Wow.
there's really it shifts from week to week, but lately with football being in the off season, it's been a lot of Pokemon.
Yeah. Now, Josh,
Hmm.
what I've noticed, especially as with the really with Tops taking over the NFL license and now dropping the NFL Tops Chrome last week, you know that these boxes now with the demand for them, they're super crazy high with the jumbos, the hobbies and the delights and things like that. Do you see going forward with other sports as well, baseball, basketball? Do you think the trend of these boxes is just going to continue to keep going up in price? I mean, do you see them, or do you see them staying where they're at?
So I had this conversation with Bossman like a couple days ago, and I told him what's gonna happen is everyone's gonna take notice that these prices are gonna become super expensive, and then
Hmm.
what's gonna happen is it's gonna crash eventually. But what's gonna happen as well is you're gonna see all these no name sports card people. Like for instance, there's Pulse. They're like some company named Pulse. They're coming out with Big League Chew sports cards, and they have big names like Paul Skeens, Nick Kurtz, who signs in them. So I was saying that these companies with having big name people sign and relics and stuff, they're going to be getting taken notice of because they're more affordable and you're going to get more hits, you're going to get more autographs. So essentially, what's going to happen is Topps is going to kind of crash because all these affordable companies are going to be like start being noticed because you're going to get more hits than paying $1,000 for one autograph. So
Yeah.
that's me personally. What I see is Topps just continuing the premium pricing, but eventually it's going to crash, and all these other people are going to come out, like all these
Yeah.
no name companies just that make sports cards. Like for
Right.
instance, there's Leaf, there's Pulse that's coming out now.
Mm-hmm.
Even Panini's putting out some pretty cool baseball products. Like there's baseball Panini Elite Edition coming out with kabooms. Like
Yeah.
so,
Yeah.
who knows? Like, and a
Right.
license is just becoming a license now.
Yeah. And honestly, Josh, one thing that I've with what's happening with Topps, and Topps has pretty much got almost everybody now. And for licensing, the only the only other sport I can think of at the top of my head, for Panini is WNBA, that they still have the license. Do you think that what do you think is going to end up happening with Panini? Like, because as as a collector myself, I'm not really after the unlicensed product. That's just not my, for my PC. That's just not what I like to collect. I like to have the logos and things like that on the cards. So what do you think is going to end up happening now that Topps has pretty much got the majority, rule of with everybody? What do you think is going to happen with like Panini and these other guys?
I think Panini will always just still be there, but they're going to become more affordable once this heat dies down because
Mm-hmm.
they're still releasing like licensed product from football.
Mm-hmm.
But I believe there was one Silhouettes was probably their last one. So not, like we're in this weird shift where it's
Mm-hmm.
Topps is taking over and Panini's trying to come back up. But I think
Mm-hmm.
Panini is going to become one of the more affordable while maintaining the contracts they have with the players who sign and maintaining prospects and probably college now.
Wow.
Right on.
But yeah, go ahead, Adam.
Oh no, I was just gonna go off. Josh talking about what's the big seller. I'm curious what's not really the big seller. Like what's just hanging around collecting dust and spider webs. If you go in, someone goes in there and I mean, oh yeah, yeah, we got that. I think. What's
I'm
not
glad
selling.
you asked. Topps Chrome Labubu.
Okay,
It's not.
all right.
You know what? I did hear the Labubus have dropped
So
significantly.
when they first came onto the market, they were $90 for like 4 cards, one parallel out of that whole thing, and you get like a
Wow.
lanyard. Now I think on secondary market, they're like $30, and unfortunately, we can't sell them for $30 just because of what we got them at. So,
What you bought them at? Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
so that
crazy.
they have to sit in shop, and we sell one like every 2 months. So,
Wow.
Oof.
Yeah.
Oof, man, that's well. I mean, I'm glad you didn't say, "Oh, it's NWSL soccer," which is what I kind of collect. That is weird, but it's a long
so okay,
story.
so surprisingly,
Um,
soccer doesn't sell in shop, but soccer sells so much on our Temu shop.
Oh,
oh,
wow.
really?
So
Okay.
yeah, like we're almost sold out of soccer, and it only sells through Temu.
Oh,
I don't
wow.
know why.
Hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That
Oh,
is
very
that is.
cool.
Well, I'm glad I'm
Very
not
cool.
alone because that's about if I have to say I have a collection isn't really something, but if to say that's 90% of my collection, it's very tiny, but yeah, that's most of what I got. So okay, well, no, I was curious. I again just curious because I'm also curious about you said Pokemon is a big seller. Are you into that at all? And then also maybe you know this, maybe not. Do people actually play the card game with those, or they just buy them to buy them and collect them?
That's so funny you asked that because I asked that same question. Like, because people come in all the
Okay.
time and all I do is call Pokemon cards. I'm like, do you guys actually know how to play the game? I will say, there's a handful of people who know the game in and out, and there's a other handful of people who just love the art. And
Mhm.
Okay.
for me, I don't do much Pokemon. But
Yeah.
what I am getting into is Magic the Gathering, Ninja Turtles. So because I'm a Ninja Turtle fanboy ever since I was a a kid.
Mm-hmm.
So
me too.
Okay,
I started looking into the game and I started looking into the cards. And of course, the art is really cool. But there's a whole story within the game. And, I'm learning every day what Magic is. So I think I'm slowly becoming a Magic TCG fan.
Wow. And,
that's
and
cool.
not getting away from the Ninja Turtles there, Josh, is Secret of the Ooze your favorite Ninja Turtle movie of all time?
Come on, you can't go wrong with a ninja rap.
Oh.
I think we're
That
branching off here.
that hands down the best movie, all because of the ninja rap. Vanilla Ice, hands down, that's the best performance he
Yep.
ever had.
Awesome.
I don't know. One's
Awesome.
pretty good.
That's
I wouldn't
super cool.
discount 3 though. 3, I get it, the time
No.
travel, but we got to hold on. Casey Jones comes back. It's better than you think. Like Back to the Future 3 is a lot better than you think.
I
Go
like
back and rewatch.
You
Ninja
are
Turtles
not
3.
comparing Back to the Future 3 to Ninja Turtles.
No. What I'm
And
saying
I'm a
is
Ninja
a lot
Turtles
of.
fan.
Hold on. I will let you speak your piece, Brandon. Hold on. The thing about Ninja Turtles 3, I get it. Everyone hated it. Okay. But what I'm saying is now being older, I appreciate ones like Back to the Future 3. I love it so much. I think if you go back and watch Ninja Turtles 3 with the time travel and all that, it might be a different take. That's all I'm saying. It's better than I think what we remember. That's it. I'm not saying
It's a
it's
fun
the
story.
best of the trilogy. I like it.
I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch it.
I'm just saying, there's some fun. And again, you got Casey Jones, one of the most beloved characters. I think that that is important to it. I think we're all a Casey Jones fan,
Yep.
even in the remakes. Again, like Brandon said, he's a big Ninja Turtle guy. We all grew up, loving the Turtles and all that. But to piggyback off this question, off this Ninja Turtles rant, Josh, okay, what else are you into? You just let another cat out of the bag that you like turtles and all that. Is there anything else that you kind of, are into that maybe not a lot of people know or anything like that?
I've slowly been getting into wrestling. I Ever since it made the
There we
merger
go.
to Netflix, I've been watching Raw, and then I saw Show Speed's performance at WrestleMania, and how do you top that?
Okay.
Adam's son would agree with Josh
He
here
would.
on Show Speed.
Yeah, that's for sure.
He
I
got his own
can't
Tops
agree
Now
with you on
card.
that. Does he?
Yeah,
Does he have a card?
he's got a
he
Tops
does.
Now
He's got a
card.
Tops Now card.
Yeah.
Does Logan have a card?
He's got a few of them, I think.
He's got a few, but that I Show Speed one is like a stadium clip, or like it's just photogenic. Like you just have to see it.
Wow, that's crazy.
Okay.
Well, I Show Speed, I think, has a few of them, doesn't he? Like he's got one where he's getting hit by Braun Breaker, and then I think he's got one by himself, and then he's got one where he's being held up by Braun Breaker, I think. I know. Oh, one's he's got the crutches and the neck brace on.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
That's
okay.
cool.
All right. See, I'm not a Speed fan, but I am a big wrestling fan. Josh, is wrestling something you just started, or were you into it as a kid? Again, like a lot of people were, and then they have to hide it, and then they bring it back, like some people of us have, had to do.
I think when I was about maybe from 4th to 7th grade, I was really big into it. It was like the Rikishi Scotty 2 Hottie,
right? Attitude Era, right there. Okay.
Yeah, and I went to a few events, and I actually saw John Cena wrestle Rikishi, non-televised event before John Cena blew up.
I was gonna say that was early John then.
This was when John
FCW,
Cena was
I
doing
would say.
Thugonomics.
Okay, so that was okay. That's very beginning of his real main career.
Like 2003.
That's pretty cool though.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, probably right around there because he was because Brock was 02. Cena was right around that. Yeah, so probably I think Rikishi on his way out. John's coming in. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
And then
that's cool.
I stayed after that match, and I remember I met Kurt Angle, and I met I don't know if you guys remember this guy named Nathan Jones. He was really tall.
Oh yeah, yeah. He was the inmate. He was
he
partners with Taker for a bit. Yeah. Okay. Hey, I guess prison changed him, huh?
I was also like a 11-year-old kid.
That was
Hey, Josh. Speaking of wrestling and speaking of more card questions. So I have this card here that actually Adam brought up a question the other day that I actually didn't know the answer to this. So there's a card here, right here, that Hot Topic was giving out. that was specifically with WrestleMania shirt purchase. You got this exclusive card, which you had like 6 other cards. Can you send this into Tag to get graded?
I don't see why not. The only specifications that Tag has is no die cuts and no cards, no in-person autographs. Um, Cards can be graded or die cuts, and nothing before the year 1990.
Oh, okay. So Adam, that I think you can we can send these in to get graded there, bud.
Okay, well, I gotta add that to the pile. But
Yeah.
so you, Josh, so if I got a card signed in person, that can't get graded.
Not through Tag, no, because Tag only grades autographs that are already come on the card out of the pack. So it has to be top certified issued
Mm.
or Panini issued
Okay,
Or Panini.
autographs.
Got it.
gotcha.
You can't go meet the player, get it signed, and then have it graded. You have to go through a whole other authentication process for that.
Gotcha.
So you almost got to authenticate the auto first.
You would
And
have to
then
send it to someone that specializes in autographs, or you could straight up send it to PSA and have them just grade the autograph itself and slab it up for you.
Got it.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, all right. No, that's good info right there, because I have some things that weren't signed from the pack, that were just that I got off a card, or that was signed already, that I got on eBay or whatever. So okay, that's really good to know. So no, again, reminder, this is Josh from Visalia Sports Cards, sponsor of This Isn't Chicken. Let's see, does anyone have anything else for Josh? While we got him on, I don't want to take up too much of Josh's time.
Josh, just let if you want to let our audience know, about where you can find you guys, and about your streams for your guys' shop, and anything else you want to mention for the store.
So all the socials are Visalia Sports Cards, and we have Instagram, we have TikTok, and we have Whatnot. Right now, we're really pushing out our Whatnot break for Thursday, but follow us on TikTok. We are constantly growing, and we have a lot of good big breaks planned coming up on our TikTok.
Awesome. Well, we want to thank we want to thank again Josh for being here with us today. And thanks to Boss Man and everybody at Visalia Sports Cards for becoming a sponsor for our podcast. And again, we want to thank these guys so much. And please visit their website if you guys are not local. You guys can always order online and join their Whatnots or TikTok streams. So please check them out. Let them know that This Isn't Chicken podcast sent you guys. And no, it's awesome having Josh again for us tonight. Josh, we want to thank you guys. We want to thank you and everybody else at Visalia Sports Cards for joining us here tonight. So thank you again for spending the evening with us.
Yeah, thank you.
WrestleMania. So it's over. It's sad. It came and it went. Like,
it did. Anyone? It was so fast. Like,
I feel like it's Christmas, where it just comes and goes. The buildup.
Yeah. As you say all the time, Adam, it's already over, and it's
already there. It
over.
Is. See? And you know what, Nick? You know what? I don't think I said that once this whole time leading to WrestleMania. I don't think I ever. I don't think I.
No,
did.
you did. You did.
I?
No, actually, yeah. I think I brought it up last week on our episode. I think I said, like Adam always say, it's already over, and you're like, yep,
maybe I did.
Already packing, go back.
Or maybe while we were there, I didn't bring it up because I don't know. Like,
exactly.
Again, it was a trip that we wanted, a trip that we didn't think would happen, a trip that impromptu kind of happened, but we made it happen, and
we did.
It wasn't quite the buildup like we had last year, because again, we didn't think we were going.
No.
Nick, I think 2 weeks ago is when you said, "Hey, I might," because you might be there. It wasn't like I'm still thinking of going,
right?
And then when you said that, you were telling me like, "Hey, do you think you might be able to?" And I know Brandon would always say, "You guys should just go," or he told me, "Hey, just go." And I don't know what clicked, and it just like I just said, it happened, and I'm glad it did, because it was great for me in a lot of different ways, because I had my son with me. My wife came along, and it was her first one, but for me it was about taking my son and him experiencing what we do and what he will as a young fan, it probably means more. And I thought about this. And it might sound corny and cheesy, but you guys watched Boy Meets World, and we saw the Pod Meets World last year at Mania, but there's an episode where Ben Savage and Corey he's wants to buy a water gun. This is season 1, and he's like, how can I buy this? How can I afford to make this money to buy this? And he wants to get a job, and he gets a job by painting the neighbor's fence, painting Mr. Feeney's fence, and he gives him like $58, and he's learning of how work is and things like that. And his dad always just tells him, just your job is to stay a kid as long as you can. And towards the end of the episode, he buys his dad a water gun, and he says, something like this, like, I thought it'd be okay, even though that you're big, that you come back and visit, meaning the kid in him comes back to visit. And that's how I feel when I go to somewhere like WWE, and especially World. The inner kid comes out in me. I want to do this. I want to see this. It's something where, again, sounds dumb, or but for me, like everything I have going on is just behind me. It's not nothing matters, but what we're experiencing there, and to get to do it with my family was great. And you guys, Brandon was able to make it and come along, with us, and Nick, we met up
awesome.
with you just kind of popped up out of there, so
I did.
Before we get into everything, what were you guys thinking? Like, how was it, like, overall, before we, like I said, dive deep, but just off the top of your head?
I mean, it was definitely a lot of fun. I liked the way World was set up this year compared to last year. I felt like definitely more space. Definitely,
yes.
It definitely felt, and it was funny because like I watched a video and I was like, wait a minute, like I thought it was in the same exact hall it was in last year, and it was not. And thank goodness I watched this video, because I would have gone to the wrong building.
Right?
Hey, where's everybody at? And then, but luckily, I figured out very quickly that it was at the South Hall this year. And I did not know. I knew that Adam, was going to be there. I had no idea Brandon was going to be there, so that was a surprise. So I walk into World, and I making our way over through things around, and all of a sudden there's the entrance stage where people can do their own entrances, and all of a sudden I see Adam and his son coming out to CM Punk. I'm like, hey, there they are. And then all of a sudden I look to my left, and I'm like, hey, wait, there's Brandon. And I was like, oh my gosh, I couldn't believe it. It was so cool. And I know these guys had a lot of people to meet that day, and I also had somebody to meet. I met Danhausen on Thursday, which was awesome. A great experience. He was really cool. And I know Adam did end up beating his record from a year ago in one single day.
Right. Well, I don't know how. We'll get into it, but I said I wouldn't. And
you did.
I don't know. I don't know how it happened.
You did it.
It's Mania. It's all I get. It's Mania.
It's Mania. Yeah, that's right.
Brandon, what about you? What did you think overall, being able to put this impromptu trip together?
I think it was nuts. I think it was crazy. As far as like, us all going and being there. A little surreal, but it was fun. I have to shout out my wife for making it possible for me to go. I got to shout out my boss at work for making it possible for me to go. But yeah, it was totally unexpected, and I'm glad it happened. I wish we could have been there longer. I wish my wife could have tagged along as well and participated, because she's never been, and since being with me, she's become a little bit of a wrestling fan. But it was a lot of fun, overwhelming. Nick, like you said, you really liked the setup this year. I liked it a lot too.
I did too.
What else? To piggyback off what Adam said, I feel very fortunate to have gotten to experience that with my nephew. It was definitely something very memorable that I'll never forget. And again, it's I love wrestling. say what you want about the product. We're not always going to like everything that's being televised to us and shown to us, but that's okay. And when I looked around world, when I see my nephew watching, I had my time. And I'm not saying like I can't still watch and enjoy, because I absolutely can and should be able to, but getting to see all these kids, have that experience that I had or that we had when we were young, it's amazing. I'm glad to see that, the love for this sport, for this entertainment is still around.
Mm-hmm. And I will speak off that. What I really enjoyed, and WWE, it's all about making memories, and that's something that Adam and Brandon got to experience with Brandon's nephew and Adam's son. That was super cool just to see that, because I know how much of a big smile that it put on Adam's son's face, and how much fun he had. And I know Adam, and Brandon feel really good inside about that they made this happen, and especially for him, because more we could speak about us, but it's more so for him, and that's the cool part about it. And he got to meet a bunch of people, and I think that was the coolest thing, for Mania, like for these guys, and even for me, like I thought that was just the coolest thing ever. And it's not even my kid, it's not, it's, but his son is, I thought that was just the coolest thing ever.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
That is, and Nick, again, he thinks of you, like he does us. He
would not stop asking about you. Yeah, he wanted to know if you were there yet, how you were getting there.
Oh yeah,
let's go get him.
I know.
When did he leave? Is he coming in? Yeah, everything. And but yeah, that's what I think my main thing, the trip all along, was for him. So towards game time decision, like this is what it was supposed to be. And it was a Thursday, and maybe it could have been a Friday, but it wasn't. Still worked out. However, he didn't get to meet the guy, his main guys, but he got to meet a lot of guys that he want, people that he does like. A lot of females, but they all seem to like him a lot. I'll say this: they all really seem to enjoy to meeting him. And we'll get into that, but no, I mean, like I said, it was great. Again, for whatever reason we went, it was still a good time. And I think I don't know if I asked Brandon this before or after, like, do you ever get tired of going? Nick, I guess the same thing to you. Will you ever get tired of going to something like this?
No,
never.
I don't see why I would ever get tired of going.
Exactly.
I love it.
Yeah, I do too. And but I want to just touch on real quick the setup. You guys both said you were fans of it, and I was too. Do you think it was the same amount of capacity as last year? Was it just more open? They had so much more space. They were able to really spread it out this time, because I liked last year's setup. I really did.
I did too.
But it just felt that they had almost too much space. Does that make sense?
Well, honestly, like, because I know you guys went Thursday, and then I went Friday as well to World. Definitely more people there. There was definitely more people on Friday than there was Thursday.
Expected,
but it never felt overcrowded. So, like, with all the space, it just felt more comfortable. I mean, it's a little congested over there by like where the where you to line up for the photos or for the autographs. Right. So that's a little bit more confined. But other than that, I felt like World was set up excellent. The Superstore was gigantic. Like I want to say this year's Superstore was probably bigger than last year's. Maybe I'm wrong, but I thought this year's was just it was huge. So sure. I love the way it was set up this year, honestly.
What about like when you walk in, like where they had the Vegas sign, like welcome to Vegas? You had all that space there, but you had like signs and marquees and things. Like, did they use anything for that, Nick, on Friday? Did you see lines? Because they had ropes and stuff, and like, I was just curious, like, what is this area for?
Not really.
Okay.
The only lines I really saw was like for Hogan's the Hulk Hogan experience
Right.
thing, the tops, and mainly those they had these extra lines for the photos coming out towards like where the tops booth was, and I never ended up in that area just based off the group numbers that I had, but those were the biggest lines I saw, and they had all these different booths, and I like the Funkos and all that stuff. But
Yeah.
I visited the Tops booth as did you guys, and so I mean,
I did at the
I
end.
never, yeah. And they did have exclusive cards to hand out, which was great.
Dude, they were on it this year, though. Like
they were
on it.
The security was definitely tighter this year than it was last year.
Because last year it was just enter your email and show us the QR. Oh, there it is. Okay, scan, and I'd go right around. I'd flip my hat backwards.
Yeah,
and I'd say, "Oh, here it is again," and then they scan it, and then I'd take off the hat. Oh, here it is. Scan it.
Cards.
Yeah, and like they didn't, but like I showed you that picture last night. It must have been they've been giving them away because on eBay people are selling 50 packs. Or the YouTuber that my son likes, Reynolds, he reviews. He goes, I'm gonna open 50 on a stream, and I know he didn't just go scan it 50 times. So they must have like, okay, we got too many of these. We got to give them away. But that would have been cool to have this set up like last year. So what, Nick, you mentioned Danhausen. How was it?
Yeah.
What was it, Brandon? I know you and Charlie met Danhausen as well. Why don't you guys talk about, let's dive in. Who did we meet? What's up?
So go ahead, Brandon.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, you can go, Nick. I was just gonna say, well, I mean, Danhausen was Danhausen. He was cool. Pretty much ignored me. He was all about Charlie. Which was cool to see. I just stood back and I watched his interaction with him, and man, just to see the smile on all the kids' faces, that he must have made smile, is just, man, awesome. But yeah, a good experience. Like I said, I mean, I've met him before. I had my time with him, and great guy, great wrestler, great personality. So yeah, the experience was a good one.
Yeah, I agree. The funny thing is, it happens so fast. Like the workers there are really, really pushing you. Like, hey, let's go. Like, so you don't really get the chance to like pretty much say what you want to say, like, and what they mean to you, or what matches you like. So it just happens so fast that where I met Danhausen, and it went by so fast, but it was still really cool. I mean, the picture turned out really good. And Adam, do you want me to keep talking about who I met, or do you want to keep it?
Dude, just talk what you know. Go.
Okay.
If you want to
So
go
I
off
also,
of that.
the next day I ended up meeting Stephanie Vaquer. I did a photo op with her, and also an autograph purchase came up on the app, and I bought it right away. And I ended up having her sign. Well, here's a purchase. I bought a mini belt from Mania that I like my other Manias have been to. I bought a mini belt, and I had her sign the case, which is really cool. It looks, it's like a card shuffler, and it came with cards, and it's a really cool display piece. And so that turned out really good, and she signed it in red, and it turned out really nice. And did the photo op with her again, super nice. And then I did the photo op with the team up of CM Punk and AJ Lee, which was awesome. Punk was dressed up in a snazzy suit, and
corporate Punk.
Corporate Punk. And he did not shake anybody's hand. I will tell you that. He gave everybody a fist. I don't know, but he gave everybody a fist bump. And then AJ, I forget if she shook my hand or not. It happened so fast. But
she's kind of the same way, I think.
Yeah. So I heard some wrestlers are like that. I don't really know, who else is like that, but they were super nice again. But that's who I met. But no, overall, those were great experiences for me.
Nick, was that your first time meeting AJ?
Yeah, that was my first time. Yeah.
Because I know Wizard World we've all been to, and we talked about meeting Paige there, and we've done that. And I think you met Punk at SummerSlam Access too,
Yeah,
right?
SummerSlam
Okay, so that's
Access.
the last
Yes.
time I met him as well. So that was your first since then, right?
Yeah, that was my first one since then. Yep.
Okay. So, but I was curious about the AJ if that was your first one.
Yeah, that was my first time meeting AJ.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, no, that's cool. No, meeting Punk.
Very cool.
That's the real cool. I wish he was doing, autos. I think if I was there
not.
Friday, I would have been right there with you, meeting them both, because that's
Yeah.
on my list again. It's on my son's list, to meet Punk and ones like that. So, okay, very, very cool. That card, that shuffler, though, I asked Nick before we were on a recording. It actually shuffles. That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
cool.
It
does.
Yeah, you can actually pull the cards out, and like it came with a deck of cards.
You sent us a picture, huh?
Yeah, and so you could load the cards in there, and you could just take the cards out, and it's
batteries
awesome.
included.
That's right.
No,
okay,
no batteries.
Very cool.
Very cool piece for Mania, and
which I'm getting itchy. I'm getting itchy at pulling the trigger on a belt. Because here's the thing, like I told Nick,
shirt.
I said I don't want to jock. I don't want to jock Nick's style. He gets the mini belts every year.
You buy what you want. I
want a centerpiece because I'm looking at my Mania shelf, and I got Mania 31. I got 39 when we were there, first one. I got last year's, and then I have my Marvel stuff, and I think Marvel might get moved somewhere else. But one thing I wanted to, and I forgot, we didn't get a picture of us, because I have a picture of all three of us on each shelf, and it's a nice core memory for me to have.
I know. Yeah.
So we'll have to.
And see, it's hard for me though, because I like to, I didn't go to the show, so that kind of holds me back a little bit from buying too much, because I feel like, well, I wasn't I was there, but I wasn't there. There, like I had I have a foot in the door.
But what about the COVID Mania? We weren't there, but they were selling I was there shirts.
Yeah, and I didn't buy one.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, there's no one was there, but they're still selling the shirts,
Well, hey, people can do their things. This is how I do my thing. So, maybe the next time we go, if we go to the show, I'll buy a little bit more. And I do see these YouTubers that make these videos, and a lot of them seem like they're fans. I'm not knocking them or anything, but they always got their thumbnails with their photos, their swag, and if you haven't watched our vlog yet on YouTube, I don't know, maybe one day I'll have that thumbnail where I just buy tons of stuff.
Go watch that vlog. It's awesome. Brandon.
Please, because Nick hasn't, so go watch it.
What do you mean I haven't? I've watched it.
You guys can't say that I haven't.
Yeah, I've watched it.
I know you have, because I made you watch it. I made the whole family watch it.
I watched it. My wife and kids watched it. But no, as far as swag goes, I got, let's see. Well, let's start.
I got this koozie.
Oh, there you go. The bear in the cup.
The bear in the cup. So there it is. This bear's going for $90 on eBay.
The bear?
No, I got the cup. Yeah, the bear for $90. Wow. The cup. And my wife tried to.
You guys do your thing. I'll do mine.
My wife tried to take my bear. She goes, I want that bear. I was like, no, you're not going to take my bear. I offered to buy you one, and you said no.
Do you have an unopened pack there, sir?
Huh? Oh, this old thing?
Is that unopened?
Look at his face.
Is that unopened?
Should we rip it?
Oh my God!
Do
it, Adam. Rip that sucker.
He's lying. It's already opened.
It's got to be open.
It's not opened. Hold on.
Well, we'll see, because he told me what cards he got. So no, it is opened. You already told me what you got.
Did I?
It is open.
He kept the plastic. Open it for the fans. So I got a Bailey.
There you go.
Which that says me, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Got a Julia Gulia.
Nice.
I got Nathan Frazier.
Okay.
Bianca Belair.
Nice.
I want to be all official, like how we do it.
Oh.
Really, Dutch?
Main event.
Main event,
151 at 249.
There you go. That's sweet.
So,
Awesome.
got those. I didn't get as many as I'd like to, like last year, but yeah, no, I mean, like I said, I bought more for my son than I did myself.
That's generally how it
Which
works.
I mean, that's life itself,
Yeah.
Nick, we talked about this. I didn't get to bring it up in last week's episode, but last year they had the John Cena exclusive action figure.
Yeah, they did.
Which was cool. It was, something that we all got and that we almost all needed. So right before Mania, they said, "Hey, this is the exclusive." It was The Rock in that turtleneck and the fanny pack picture.
Yep.
And Nick, you and I both said, "Not for me."
Yeah, not for me.
Cool, funny. I thought it was funny,
Yeah.
but not for me.
Yeah.
And everyone was going nuts as always. So walking around World, we got in about an hour after the store opened, and everyone already has like 4 of them, and you're seeing everyone's stuff. Like Brandon said, the big bags, and people online are like, "Oh, can I see that?" Oh yeah. Once they brought them out, people were taking them. So when we went that first time to the store, Nick, how everything was pretty, out or not a little picked over, and they were out of some sizes. Like Brandon said, later went back, they had these on the shelf.
Oh, you bought one.
I ended up picking one up just because of FOMO a little bit. And I'm going to throw it on the shelf. I got the Cena one up there. I'm going to throw this on the shelf just because it was there. And do I need it? No. It's not, but just again, like I said, everyone was buying 8 of them and stuff like that. So we got that.
Yeah.
My son grabbed this Cody Brandy 2-pack.
Nice.
Ultimate 2-pack, which again, I guess is going for like $200 online, and they're selling it for 80. So I had no idea. The funniest thing, real quick, over the weekend, we took my son to a toy show, and he's digging through the Lucy bin that the guy had, and this guy's really cool. He hooked him up at another toy show, but he's digging through, and he finds this loose Cena, and he looks at it and he goes, "That's not the head." I go, "What do you mean? It's a new one. It's a red what he wore in Germany after he turned heel." He goes, "Yeah, it's not the head." I go, "Yes, it is." And he goes, "No, it's not." And this is my 6-year-old son. He's debating with me about this. So I go to the guy who's selling him. I go, "Hey, I just need a second opinion. Is this the right head?" Because he's over here saying it's not. And he goes, "Let me see." And he's looking at it. He whips his phone out. And he's looking at the head. He goes, "Yeah, I bought this from a guy in a lot. And he said this and that." And he's looking. He goes, "You know what? I think he's right." And my son goes, "I told you, that's not it. He's a heel. He's supposed to have a heel head." And I go, I was like, "I can't believe it. He's over here arguing with me in this, this guy at the toy show. Not arguing, but really, just more like, you can't pull one over on me." So I thought that was funny, when it came to those figs. But the last thing I bought at Mania, I'm getting old. The program.
Yep. Go ahead, Brandon.
So this is one. Yeah, Brandon, what's up?
No, go ahead, finish, and then.
Oh no, I was going to show you that because I became a sucker for match cards, and I kind of wish I didn't. I wish I would have got maybe the hat sign because I have a hat. But one person we met, Jade Cargill, signed right there.
Nice.
I know it's smudged, and I have a story behind that. But what the coolest thing about the weekend, you guys might want to agree, Beckett or PSA Fanatics grading things on spot for free.
Yeah.
Can you believe that?
Cool this year.
For free.
Last year you were having to pay for it. Yeah.
Yes. And I also got the Bella twins to sign it on theirs, which I have a story of that as well. So but yeah. That's
awesome.
Yes, I was just gonna, since you're going down the list of what you bought, I was just gonna go down my list. It's very quick, but yeah. So when I was at the store, it was so overwhelming. I had to go back twice because the first time, just like I said, overwhelming. But I went back, and I had earlier in the day I had met Dirty Dom with my nephew, and so I picked up this Dirty Dom License to Steal Latino cheat shirt,
Grand Theft Auto style.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. I'm probably not getting it on the camera,
right.
But I'll insert a photo. But yeah, so I saw that shirt and it just was right up my alley, especially, Nick, you mentioned the Grand Theft Auto style. So for me,
Mm-hmm.
that's one of my favorite games of all time. So yeah, I thought it was
That's
perfect.
cool. That's cool.
I don't have it, but I bought my wife a Chelsea Green shirt. Um, it's over in her closet, but she's a Chelsea Green fan like I am. So
Mm-hmm.
I got her that. I already showed you this. I got the koozie. They had a Rhea Ripley one that I kind of wanted, but
Mm-hmm.
I think the image of her on it was like a lot older, and I wanted something
Oh,
more
okay.
current, so I didn't
Current.
get
Yeah.
that one.
Gotcha. Awesome.
And yeah, I think that was it. The shirt, the two shirts, the koozie. Yeah, I think that was it. This is wrestling related. I didn't get it there at Mania, but I ordered it at Mania, and it's this Rhea Ripley art print.
Oh, nice.
Which mine still ain't in the dang mail today.
Did it say that it shipped?
Who'd you order,
Yeah,
Adam?
it said I ordered the same. We ordered that the same day, the same time.
Oh, wow.
From the same guy. Did you get
And
tracking?
you
No, I didn't get tracking.
Okay, see, I didn't. I have an email, and I was on my desktop at work saying it says it's on the way, but no tracking, no nothing.
Okay.
should get
It's
it here
coming from
any day.
Canada, so it might have just gotten held up. So I would
Same
give it
time,
maybe
man. What the hell?
till the end of the week, and
But
then
go
Wow.
on,
reach
show
out.
your print. Show mom.
But it must have shipped. But anyways, yeah. So this is by an artist named Jason Edmondson. I have quite a few prints by him. I actually have one right above me on my wall, a Nightmare on Elm Street print that he did many years ago. He's always at Comic-Con. Adam and I have met him a couple of times. Actually, I think Nick, you bought a print from
I
him.
did. Yeah, I did. I bought
Yeah.
the Halloween Michael Myers house.
I was gonna say
that's
you
right.
bought some eyes.
No, it was the house from Halloween.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like I said, that wasn't from Mania, but I did purchase it before Mania, and it got here over the weekend. So
Nice.
I thought I would share
Nice.
it because mommy's our new champion.
That's right.
Speaking of mommy, yeah, she is our new champion. A banger of a match. I think number 2 of the night. Obviously, I think people got to put a little respect on Jade's name that this is probably her best match as of yet. I was hoping though she at least got one kick out of the Riptide. I think if she kicked out one, it would have kind of pumped her up a little bit, built her up a little bit more. That hey, Rhea's gonna have to pull out, a little bit more if she wants to go over on the champ. And Jade hit the one-winged angel. If you guys aren't familiar with that, that's a move by Kenny Omega. To me, one of the best wrestlers in the world. Is on AEW. He does that. I think only one person's ever kicked out of it so far, but she did it, and it was awesome to see. So I hope she uses that as well. But real quick, as we talk about Jade and talk about mommy, Jade, real quick, is one that I met, one of the 7 that I met, and like I said, I don't know how, Nick, I know you can't believe it. But Jade was one of the 7 that I met, and she was so cool. Probably the best one that I met the week that day. How it happened was again, the photo times are all, your time don't mean anything, because they're late, they're not on time, the lines are really long, whatever. So we're at Nikki Bella's, we're finishing up there, and Nikki, one of the other ones I met, and we get to the auto because that's the time we had first was Jade's auto before her picture. We get there and I think no, we were there to get Brie Bella, and Brie Bella's already gone. And I said, so I'm just out. That's what I kind of told the people working. I said, I'm in one line for the photos. So now what do I do? And they don't really know. They don't really have an answer. So this one worker, she goes, well, who do you have on your list? And I go, I got this one. Who's next? And I told her. She goes, all right, well, come on. So she takes me and my wife and my son over to Jade's line. She takes us all the way up to the front. And she tells them, hey, they have this, blah, blah, blah. They need it. And they said, get them at the front. It was like the panic of like already, like there were so many people there still meeting her. Jade had like her entourage there with like the cameras and like the lights. And it felt like it was just like, oh my gosh, what's happening? And they put us in line, and Jade stopped us and she's talking. She's talking to my wife, talking to Charlie, and signs my program, and the pen bust, the paint pen. And
Oh,
I told Brandon, I said, I think, again, I don't get them ready, but I told Brandon, and he'll be able to clarify more. When you shake it, you push it on a paper and then you just write with it. You don't push as you write, correct? Is
no.
that
Yeah.
what people
Wait,
like
was
to
that
do?
my pen that you used?
No, it wasn't.
Oh, okay, good.
It was theirs. Um, so I think that's the thing. Like they write, they tend to push it to where the paint flows
Mhm.
out, and
Trickles
so
out.
that
Yeah.
happened. And she's like, "Oh no," she's she's sorry. I was like, "No, no, no, it's good, it's good. Makes for a great story." That
Mhm.
Jade messed it up. Last year, Jade was going to sign an autograph to someone else that wasn't me, which was funny. So that was cool. And she's
Yeah.
talking to us, and she asked Charlie for a high five and gives him one, and her entourage stops us and goes, "Hey, can we get a picture of you guys? We're with her." And I don't know if that picture obviously light of day, but he took one of us and all that. So it was really, really cool to have that experience with her. And again, she's been, super cool. Didn't really rush us either, which was nice. So, we
Mhm.
went to the next, 6 who we had, because it was Nikki, Bree, Broski, we had Chelsea, we had of course Jade, we had Lyra. Yeah, so that was a lot.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
I don't know which one of you brought up the workers. I know one of you were saying, the workers are kind of rushing and
Oh, well, I was just saying, yeah,
okay,
because like you're the photo and everything. They're just kind of like trying to rush you through
right,
because there's a lot of people that are trying to get through there. But yeah,
right.
they tend to do that.
Well, which and I get, because again, we all want our turn, and we
Sure.
want them to rush them, but we don't want to be rushed.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
But another problem I had, and I won't. This will be my last story, is for the Bellas. Bellas were super cool. My wife has been wanting to meet the Bellas for years, and she finally got to. And Nikki was great. Bree was good too, but Nikki really embraced us. We asked Charlie how many times she hugged her. He goes, throws up two. Like Nikki really, really hugged him and
Wow.
made him feel, welcomed and all that, which was cool. And so us being late for Nikki, or for Bree, because we're at Nikki, Bree's gone, and when I get to Nikki at the autograph, I say, "Hey, can you? I had to meet to autograph from your sister. Would you forward her autograph for me?" And she kind of laughs and goes, "Really? You really want me to?" And I go, "Yeah, I think it'd be awesome if you did that." And she goes, "Well,
Hmm.
hold on." And some of the workers kind of overhear, like, "Hey, he had a ticket for Bree, but she's done. And what do
Hmm.
we?" So two guys said one thing. This other guy's like, "Well, if you give it to me and get your number, I will go get this signed and I will text you and bring it to you." And the other guy said, "Well, I'll walk you over there, or you go over there, you tell him this name." And I go, "Okay." Like I'm unsure. Like, is this gonna work? He goes, "Yeah, give him this name
Yeah.
and tell them they need to get you in front of the Bree line for an auto."
Hmm.
And I said, "Well, I have Jade at the same time." And they go, "No, no, no, we'll get you in front of that as well." So I
Uh-huh.
go over there, and this guy who's working the picture booth probably saw me 10 times that day, 6 times at least.
Hmm. Yeah.
And I had questions all the time for him. And I go, "Hey, this guy sent me over here. Here's what happened."
Was he kind of the short guy?
With the
Was he
beard,
kind of short? Yeah, I think he had a
he had
beard.
a
It
beard.
wasn't like a long
No,
beard,
but
but
like yours, kind of, but a
kind of
little
like
more.
mine.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know
So
about him. At
yeah,
one
well,
time, I think I asked him for Dirty Dom's line, and he was working, but
yeah,
like I had asked him, like, because was saying he was calling out numbers, like,
right.
okay, this number, so whatever
Hmm.
is for so and so, and I was walking down there, and he had said that, and I didn't really hear him very well, and so I'm walking past, and I turn, and he looks at me, and then I look away, and I look back, and then he looks back at me, and I said, I asked him the number for Dirty Dom, and he's like, Dirty Dom, or I said Dominic Mysterio, and he's like, Mysterio, yeah, it's the other one that I called. And I was like, "Oh, okay." And so, yeah, I got in the line, and then there was another worker there, and he goes, Dominic Mysterio? And I said, yeah. And he goes, you're in the right place. So he helped me. But yeah, that guy was a little, I don't know, overwhelmed, I
He
guess.
was like overwhelmed, frantic, and said sometimes felt not helpful. But yeah, him, because earlier I'd ask him like, well, I have group 1. Yeah, you're in this line. There's 2 more lines in front of me though, and I'm group 1. Why am I in a line that's 3 back? And I'm so, because I'm saying, so my number doesn't mean anything then.
Well, there was a ADR line or whatever it
No,
was,
you're
80
right.
something line.
There was, but
And
I shouldn't be
then
in row 5 if I'm group 1.
no, but also I think there was just I think because they were so behind too, it went from calling group 1 to like 2 minutes later, okay, groups 1 through 5.
Right.
And then everyone, like maybe everyone from group 1 didn't show up, but the groups from 3, 4, and 5 did.
Right.
So that's how they
For sure.
probably got in front of you.
Yeah, no, I mean, well, that's my thing with that guy. But anyways, real quick, as I finish this one, so I get there and I name drop that guy, and I'm saying, he told me, you'll get me here, and then you'll get me in the Jade line because I don't want to. And he goes, okay, you don't got to keep dropping his name. I know he is, and I'm like, well, I don't want to make sure that it doesn't overlap, and I'm in the same problem that I was. So he walks me over and he goes, come find me when you're done getting this autograph. And I will. So he did. He got me in front of Jade's line after the Brie auto, and he, made sure of it. And it was nice to see that they were actually trying to help out, and it was good.
That's
and,
good.
and all that. So, but that was that was one of the things that, experiences for me. But the experience itself, Nick, again, you got to experience on Saturday as the show, and we can just talk about the show before we end this. Nick, what did you think being there compared to last year? And because again, everyone said night 1 was a bomb. Do you really think it was being there? Does it make it any different?
I mean, being there live, of course, is way different than watching it on TV.
Right.
I mean, I enjoyed it again. Compared to last year, night 1, I probably preferred night 1 last year than this year. Just my opinion. Maybe it's just based off results. And honestly, one thing we talked about off air is I honestly felt like it was rushed. Like, and a lot of the matches, I'm like, really? It's already done? Like, and then we would just, and the night was moving very fast. And I'm like, by the time we were done with Mania night 1, we walked outside and it's still light outside.
Right. And it's like you're there for 5 hours. Yeah, it felt and it's like rushed.
We were done by like 7 something. I'm like, this Mania doesn't end till like 8:30. Right. I'm like, and I don't know. It just felt super rushed. And I enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. Being at Mania, of course, is amazing, and I enjoyed it. All the matches were really good. But I don't know. I wouldn't say it was a bomb. Like I would say last year was better in my opinion. So, but I still had a great time.
Yeah, that's good. No, you can't go. That's good. Can't go wrong. Yeah.
For I mean, it had me watching Raw last night.
Yeah, for sure.
That was it made it fun. I mean, not that Raw is not ever fun to watch, but I'm so busy all the time doing things. I don't always get the chance to watch, so I watch through YouTube clips or Instagram clips and all that. But I was tuned in yesterday because I had fun. For sure. Overall, for me, I would probably give it, I don't know, maybe a 6 or a 7.
I hate that so much.
But night 1 was not good. It was not. I mean, it was okay, I guess. Maybe that's a little harsh.
It was all right.
It had the potential, though. I felt like, like I would get into a match, and then like Nick, you said, "Wait, it's over? Like that's it? Like I want more of that." Like, but for sure, night 2 definitely made up for it. I felt like it definitely made up for it.
The card,
I feel like Raw 2 was fun. Raw was fun last night. I feel like that kind of helped make up and add to the weekend. Shout out Sol Ruka for making her debut on Raw, who I also met.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Brandon, you met Sol Ruka as well.
Yeah, that was cool. And I'll insert a picture here.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I think Brandon will post some of my pictures too as well. Right. But night 2 again took the show. The main event lived up to the hype, would you guys say? A 35-minute match, the longest match,
Yeah.
and we got it. Like, we're hoping like this doesn't end early, and it didn't. It exceeded
Mhm.
it.
Yeah.
Not the finish some of us wanted, but again, magic, cinema.
Mhm.
What were your guys' thoughts
It
on
was
the
great.
main event?
Yeah, it was great. Yeah, it didn't end, of course, the way I wanted it to, but it was a fantastic match. Like, it was
Yeah.
it was so good. Everything you could have wanted, it was
Yeah,
in
me
that match.
personally.
Right.
Go ahead,
For
Brandon.
sure.
Me personally, sorry, I was just gonna say, me personally, I felt like the match got maybe like it was a little slow in like the first couple of minutes, I felt like.
Mhm.
But it
Mhm.
picked, in my opinion, and but you know, very quickly my opinion was changed.
Mhm.
It took off.
Mhm.
Great match. And you Adam, I'm not a big Roman guy, but yeah, him and Punk definitely delivered. And I told you guys the ladder match was gonna what's the word I'm looking for?
Steal it?
It was gonna deliver. It was gonna
Yeah.
surprise us. And I felt like it did. I felt like it was a great match.
Mhm.
Yeah. No, I
I agree.
didn't. I thought Rhea and Jade were right after the right there under the main event, and it was great. And again, I want to see Roman Punk too. I want to get to like back in the old days where we saw Austin Rock 1, Austin Rock 2,
Mhm.
Austin Rock 3. I think I seen it. Punk and Roman have that like Austin and Rock did, where they can
Mhm.
go again, and maybe it'll be different. So, I'm really glad of the story that it told and what we're gonna get moving forward,
Mhm.
as this goes. Because Punk says he has a few more left. Roman said he's not going anywhere, which is great. And all I'm saying this: you want to bring Oba on, then Roman's gonna sit him down because Oba ain't there. So don't even they want to chant Oba to Roman, and Roman's like he's gonna kill me. Exactly, like Roman, no,
Mhm.
not happening. And real quick before we wrap this up, Brock Lesnar. Was anybody like thinking of that, or did they catch you all off guard?
No, caught me off
Right?
guard for sure.
Oh yeah,
I won't lie. I felt like it was coming, but I did not expect it this soon,
Yeah.
and I did not expect it over the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad it wasn't Gunther doing it.
Crazy.
Yeah,
You know,
right.
so but it was great
Real
to
quick,
see that
that
for
match,
Brock.
speaking of Gunther, that match kind of also surprised me.
Yeah, it
I
wasn't
kind of
bad.
enjoyed that match.
In Braun Breaker
But
coming
anyways,
back.
Adam.
No, but Brock, it was good to see him do that. And then I almost feel like this whole time Brock's been in kayfabe, like with this angry, doesn't want to talk to people type of thing. Yet he's high-fiving, he's telling the crowd thank you and all that stuff. So that was really cool to see. So
which is not like Brock.
That exactly my point. Not like Brock at all. So it almost makes it think like, gotcha. Like he's just been playing this role for so many years. He's actually a
Yep.
really nice
Yep.
guy.
Nice guy. Yeah.
So really, really cool thing. So Mania Week lives up to the hype in ways and in not, but something that I'm gonna miss very deeply. And we're on the road to Mania again. I don't know if it's gonna be in Saudi. We'll have to wait and see. I didn't see any advertisement for it, so who knows?
They had a
But
thing there, I think, at
did they
at
have?
World.
I don't.
Yeah, they
Sure.
did.
Okay. Well, I didn't see any advertisements on the show. Okay. Well, because I keep hearing it's up in the air. I don't know. We'll see. But that's just me. But other than that, Nick, why don't you tell everyone where they can hear us?
You can always hear us on our Apple Podcast page, also our Spotify page. You can follow us on our Instagram at This and Chicken Podcast. Send us an email, thisandchickenpodcast@gmail.com. And you can head over to our YouTube page with Brandon.
Yeah, if you want to watch the video version of this episode, all you have to do is go to YouTube and type in This Isn't Chicken or This Isn't Chicken Podcast. And while you're there, be sure to check out the vlogs that we have. There is a brand new one that recaps our trip to WrestleMania World. So yeah, do us a favor and please watch it again, like it, subscribe, all that fun stuff. This video is actually gaining some traction. I'm checking the analytics every single day, and I don't know, it's doing pretty good for a small channel like us. So yeah, so if you could please do us that solid and go watch it and leave us some love.
Yeah, make us bigger. And thanks to Josh from Visalia Sports Cards joining us on the show. Be sure to check out Visalia Sports Cards, all their Instagram and all that whatnot and all that good stuff. And want to thank everyone again joining us at another episode of This Isn't Chicken. So as always, this is Adam, and I'll see you guys later.
Murph, are you finally packing your stuff and going to Brandon's place or Adam's place? I'm just done. I'm so done. YouTube's leaving a mess. You're messing with my cards again. I'm just so tired of this. Get out.
I don't know what that was, but this isn't chicken.